Hi, kia ora, and welcome to the Creative Matters podcast, where we have really inspiring conversations with artists living in and from Aotearoa, New Zealand. I'm your host, Mandy Yakic. Kia ora, and thank you so much for tuning in today. I am talking this week with Claudia Aalderink. Claudia is a self-taught artist based in Kihikihi, near Hamilton, in Aotearoa, New Zealand. She is also the founder and director of the Mandarin Tree art gallery in Gordonton, which is also near Hamilton. Her works are created by meticulously fragmenting discarded beehives in a non-symbolic approach. Originally from Holland, Claudia says her 2005 move to Aotearoa, New Zealand, has been life-changing for her family and for her art. We have a really beautiful chat with all the windows and doors open in the studio on an absolutely gorgeous summer's day, serenaded by cicadas and also the builders next door, so apologies for those bangs. We talk about how Claudia discovered her medium of choice, beehives, how she sources and stores the boxes, her systems for selecting which parts and which colours to use. It was so fascinating hearing about Claudia's creative process. She likes to work with a variety of scale and shapes, combining them in different ways. She shares her approach to design, construction, composition, colour, space and shape, the ways she incorporates different elements found on the beehives, and how she comes up with the titles and what they mean to her. We explore the charring part of her process, how she embraces imperfection and unexpected elements within the boxes, and the introduction of stitching and the importance of artistic collaboration. Claudia shares how she randomly discovered and fell in love with a building in Gordonton 10 years ago, previously a BP service station, which she went on to turn into her own art gallery, the Mandarin Tree. We talk about some things she has learnt as a gallery owner and businesswoman, the challenges of juggling her business and her art practice, and how the two parts of her life connect and complement each other. This is such an amazing chat, as every chat seems to be. Claudia has such an interesting practice, and I'm sure you're going to really enjoy listening. Kia ora, Claudia.
Kia ora, Mandy.
It is so great to have you here in the studio. Welcome to the Creative Matters podcast.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
And we did meet, I think, briefly at Turua Gallery, didn't we?
We did, yeah.
Which was
in
nice.
October.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So here you are. We have the cicadas going full ball. We have the cicadas going full noise, and we've also got some builders next door, I think. So
yes.
If there's a little bit of hammering, sorry about that. Hopefully we won't pick that up too much. But yeah, I can't wait to talk to you about your practice and your beautiful art gallery. Let's first of all talk about where you're from, or where you're living at the moment. So you're in Kihikihi, which is in the Waikato.
Right.
What do you love?
Which means cicada as well, which is quite...
Does it?
Yeah. The word for cicada is Kihikihi. Yeah.
That's
we have a beautiful sculptural Kihikihi cicada at the entrance of the village. Yeah.
Good to know. So what do you love about living down there?
Oh, it's such a nice place. We kind of came across the house that we live in by chance because we were looking for a place to buy, and anywhere in the Hamilton area was a bit out of our range. My husband at the time, not my husband at the time, but my husband was working at the time in Kihikihi. And I said, why don't we have a look on that side of Hamilton, on that side of town? And he said, oh, I don't know, you have your thoughts about places sometimes. And we went to have a look at this house where we are now. We walked up the pathway and I said, this is it. Really? This is our house. And we've been there now 9 years this year, totally renovated. We call her Florence. She's beautiful. She's totally brought into the 21st century and we love it.
How amazing.
So at the moment, we're just working on landscaping and all that. Big job, but yeah, we love it.
Beautiful. I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I love that you give your home a name.
Thank you. Yeah, she's a beautiful old lady. Like Florence is a very fitting name for her, I think. And Yeah, she looks very majestic from the outside, but it's actually a 2-bedroom house. We changed one of the bedrooms, and that's now the kitchen. So she's fantastic, and we only live there with the two of us. Our daughter Isa, she has her bedroom, but she lives on her own. So when she comes to visit, she still has her own bedroom. And
nice.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And as you said, you are from Holland.
Yeah.
So you came out to New Zealand in 2005.
Yes.
Yeah. What?
On New Year's Eve.
Really?
11:45. We were standing by the carousel waiting for our luggage. Totally deserted airport, of course, because everybody was celebrating New Year's Eve. And there we were with our 5-year-old daughter. And new year, new life, new country, new everything. Very symbolic.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we haven't looked back. It's been fantastic.
Isn't that amazing? Wow.
Yeah.
And you just feel like you've found the place that you want to be.
Yeah, I don't think we'll necessarily say that I'll be here forever. I mean, my husband still has the dream to go on a sailboat and sail to France and eat croissants and baguettes and coffee for the rest of our...
Sounds good.
Yeah, sounds good. But for now, we are where we need to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and we love it. Yeah.
That's so good. And so, you have a very busy life. You strike me already as somebody who just takes stuff on and gets it done.
Yep.
So you are a practicing artist and you are a gallery owner. You own the Mandarin Tree, which is in Gordonton in Hamilton.
Yep.
And so you own that and you run that. So that would be in itself very busy, I imagine.
Yes.
And you discovered your beehives in 2012, didn't you?
Yeah.
Is that when you started practicing as an artist?
Yeah. Well, I think an artist is always an artist inside. It just needs to come out. And I'm very much a late bloomer. So I started studying photography at 39. I did that for a while, and then I had my bachelor, and it was actually one of my friends who put me on to going to Wintec to do photography because I was the teacher aide at the primary school where my daughter was, and I did all the photography for there, like sports events and stuff like that. Was the librarian and did all that. And she said, "Oh, you really need to do something with your photography because you're very artistic, and I think you'll do well." So I actually got myself into that, and while I was doing that, I finished my bachelor. I was going to go do my honors in photography. And my husband, he was a beekeeper. He came home one day with a whole ute load full of beautiful, colorful boxes. And he said, "Oh, I've got some firewood." And I saw it straight away. I said, "Nah, that's not going to be firewood. I can do something with that." And because I had like a half-year gap between my bachelor and my honors starting, I said, I'll borrow someone's saw, table, whatever, never done that before, and I'll make something. So I honestly started cutting up, putting it on MDF, which is not really a good thing, but I found it out later. And I just went to the market in Gordonton, of all places, and people were so enthusiastic about it. So they were going like, "Oh, this is great." And I sold most of them, and I thought, might be onto something here. But I was still in the photography mode.
But how great that you actually had the confidence to take it out there and sell it at the market from the beginning.
Yeah, I thought people would like that. And I mean, never done it before. So, like Pippi Longstocking says, if I've never done it before, so I probably can do it.
Yeah. And at that point, sorry to interrupt, was your work similar sort of ideas of cutting up and placing?
Compared to what I do now, it was very basic, very basic. As I said before, I'm self-taught, so never used a saw bench before or something like that. So it was all pretty straightforward, blocks, squares, rectangles. But yeah, people liked it. And of course, now, so many years later, the prices are a bit different. So back then it was very, people like, "Oh, I like that on the market." And so I went and did my honors degree, beautiful project with terminally ill people. This was an idea that I had for a while too, because I loved documentary. And so to document people in the final stages of their life, very new concept here in New Zealand as well. I think people don't really like you being there with a camera in that stage of someone's life. So I had to go through a whole commission of consent and all that. Worked with the hospice to get some people that wanted to join for the project. Some people were a bit offended. They said, oh, why would you approach me in this stage? Other people said, please, I want to do that because I can leave something. And so I worked with a beautiful group of people. And at the end of it, I mean, now they're all gone, but I made a beautiful book. And in that book, so I did the photography, and I'm on the other side, I mirrored it with my journal entries. So how I experienced it.
Beautiful.
And it was a beautiful project.
Wow, that actually gives me goosebumps just thinking about something like that. That must have been such an honor to be with those people.
Totally. And I had a special camera that was really quiet. It wasn't like big flashes and all that. It was very intimate, very quiet, fly on the wall.
And so the families must have appreciated that.
Yeah, I still see some of them. Yeah, the people that stay behind. So initially I wanted to do my master's on the people that stay behind after someone passes away, and how the hierarchy in the family changes, and, you know, that first birthday, first Christmas, stuff like that. But then I found the gallery.
Wow.
Empty building.
Oh my goodness.
My husband went to the dairy for some Panadol because he had a headache, and we were on our way to someone. He said, I'll just quickly stop here. And I got out of the car, and there was like for lease on the building. And I just stood in the window, you know, with your hand against the window, like, this would make a nice little gallery. So I got back in the car. I said, I'm going to call this number. And my husband was going like, hang on, you were doing photography. But this is me. I just go like butterfly. I'm going to call. He said, yeah, it's still available. I said, can I come have a look inside? He said, yeah. The building that is now the gallery, is what it was from the start, is an old BP station, gas station. And so the part that I started in back in 2014 was the old showroom from the garage and the petrol station. And it was very tiny. And don't forget that I had no idea what I was doing. I am going to go start an art gallery, and I'll see what happens. I had some friends from Wintec. They were artists. Do you want to join in? A couple of other artists joined in from Hamilton. They go like, oh, I'll come in with you. So I started with about 20 that I represented. Very small, very, very basic. If I look back on it now, where I'm at now compared to then, it's, you know.
Wow. I mean, that is amazing. Such a sort of bravery and forward thinking to take on a project like that. Yeah. And you just decided, I mean, why did you want to do it? What, is it something you'd always wanted to do? Or?
Not at all.
You just saw the building.
The main thing was, first of all, the building is fantastic. It's a beautiful old building. And the fact that I didn't have to go to the market in the morning, and when it's raining or the wind is really strong, you have to hang on the gazebos, you know, not flattering. Why not have it inside a building and make it into a proper business and have some other people there as well?
So you think it was because you had your own work that you wanted to sell, that was a big part of
that was my main thing, to have my own artwork in my own art gallery. Yeah. First, when I started, I called it the Art and Concept Store. So there were other little bits and candles, and I mean, we still have candles, but it was different. We had bags, like tote bags and cushions, and more like a gifty art shop. But it's grown quite substantially now. Yeah,
it's incredible. And you've just celebrated 10 years. Of the Mandarin Tree.
Yeah, we're quite. I'm bloody proud.
You should be.
In July 2 years ago, we took over the other big part of what was next door to us. So the lighting shop, Mr. Ralph, is next door, and they moved one over. So we took out the wall in the middle, and now we have triple the size. And basically the whole building is us and a garden that was always there. So it's such a beautiful space.
It sounds incredible. I've never actually been, but I'm very familiar with the building.
Yeah.
And with the gallery.
Yeah.
So I follow you. But yeah, I am dying to get down there. In fact, I was saying to you earlier, I'm just dying to get down to Hamilton because there's so many interesting things.
Oh yeah, lots happening.
Arty things happening down there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, which is very exciting. Quite a lot of my podcast guests are from that area.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. So I have to come down for a visit.
Yeah, do.
Yeah, I'd love
Nice.
to. So, I mean, that whole journey of the gallery is fascinating to me.
Yeah.
You know, how you've created this amazing business and then also worked on your own art practice alongside.
Yeah.
So how did you actually grow that business and how did it sustain itself in those early years?
I think I started the gallery, and the whole ethos of the gallery was to start a gallery for people, every wallet, every budget, every level of society. Everyone should be able to afford an original piece of art. So we had $5 items, which was just a handmade, beautiful magnet for the fridge, lovely. But we also had higher end artworks. That is still the case, only it has shifted. So I think from the start we started at a maybe lower level, if you could say that with all respect. And we've grown and grown and grown. And now it's just, it seems to be growing and going up a level almost every year. Like a fine wine, I say. It's just maturing.
Yeah.
And I have matured. I mean, I didn't know what I was doing basically when I started. And now, yeah, you have to put your big girl pants on. And I'm the boss.
Yeah.
But I think just sticking with what I had in mind and the vision that I had in mind for the gallery and keep that going and don't go overboard. Sometimes if you want to go too fast in a shorter period, it will not work. That's what I think.
Yeah.
So I just did slow steps, and the first years were hard, but we're still here. And funny enough, COVID was really good for us. It was really weird.
Yeah, it was a great art selling time.
I think so, yeah. And even adding the website too, because we didn't have a website to start with. So we only have the website for a couple of years now. And that's just expanded the gallery as well. And it's a lot of work, but you got to have a website because, sometimes in the middle of the night you hear your phone go ka-ching and then you go, oh,
exactly.
Someone is online and someone's buying something. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it's so good. Yeah, so you've got an online art gallery and the
physical one.
Yeah.
And then I do my artwork. I used to have 3 days, and now I've got one office day because we're growing, so we have more things to do. So Isa is my daughter. She's the manager, so she's full time, and then we have Janice. She's a part timer working with us. So the three of us, and then we have Margaret. She does the garden. So that's a girl power team.
Yeah,
really
brilliant.
Cool. Yeah,
and you do get to that point where you have to bring people on to help you run it.
Totally.
Yeah. And how did you find the whole sort of actual running a business? Did you have experience in that from the past?
Not at all. Not at all. Everything is a gut feeling. And honestly, if you don't try it, you don't know if you can do it. And I've said before, if I wanted to do this back in Holland, I probably wouldn't have done it because there's lots of rules and regulations there. You got to have this diploma to do that and da. And I just started, and fake it till you make it, I'd say.
Yeah, totally.
And and now it's grown into such a good running gallery.
Yes, with a really good reputation.
Well, and it's grown and grown, and I'm just very, very proud of what I've achieved in this period. Yeah.
It's so amazing. I think anyone running a business lasting 10 years, that is a huge achievement.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, especially at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what is your way of bringing on new artists? How do you like artists to approach you?
When I first started, as I said, I started with a group of 20. So people I knew, and that kind of mouth to mouth, people talking about it. I go like, oh, see what she does, because I think I started with 30 or 35%. So that was quite, people go like, oh, I'll bring my work there. That's better than 40, 45 or whatever. So at the moment where we are now, I get approached basically every day by an artist that wants to have their artwork in our gallery. We have around 100 people at the moment already that I represent, so it's pretty full on. We have to say no to certain people. Nothing personal, but basically if it doesn't fit with our collection, or if we have something similar already, you just have to look out for that. We don't want anything that's too similar to other galleries in the area. You don't want to step on other people's toes, so you don't do that. If they're already represented somewhere else close, then we say no, because that's just, you don't want to spread yourself too thin as an artist.
And what do you mean too close? And what would too close
like
be?
Hamilton area.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if people, imagine if you go to an art gallery, you go like, oh, I've seen that just down the road already.
Yeah.
We like to stay a little bit more, I wouldn't say exclusive, but different for the customers to have a different experience.
Yeah.
In a similar area, and that works really well. And so I say people approach me via email, or they call me on the phone, or they just rock up at the gallery like, oh, I've got this in my car, can you have a look? And I always do, but the best way to approach me is just send me an email with a proposal and some images and who you are and where you represent it. And so those are all the things you have to learn when you first start a gallery. You have to grow into that as well, because it's a lot of responsibility.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really is. And you must have made mistakes along the way. Can you think of anything that you sort of did that you learned from?
Yes. One of your guests that was here not long ago, oil painting, and I had the bubble wrap on the bubble inside, and it had gone too hot in the back room where it was stored. So we had bubbles all over the oil painting.
Oh, no.
But the artist was really lovely, and she said, hey, those things happen and you have to learn, and never done it before. No, after that, never done that anymore. So you learn, steep learning curve.
Yes.
But
yeah. And often with business, I think that's the sign of a good business person is somebody who can, try things out and be brave enough to take those risks, but then learn from it and modify and refine. And,
absolutely.
And move on.
Every day is a learning curve. Yeah. It's and I love that. I mean,
that's good. Yeah. It's really motivating.
Oh, totally. Yeah. And so many different people that you work with, and so many characters, so many egos. So, interesting sometimes.
Yes, I can imagine it must be hard at times when people aren't happy with maybe the way you've hung something. Or how do you find those kind of relations?
Oh, it's hard work. You have to work on every relationship, I guess. It's a two-way street. So we try to do our best to curate everything and hang it properly and look after it. And you kind of expect from the artists themselves to promote, where they are at. And it's a two-way street. You have to look after each other.
Yeah. And have you ever had artists who sort of haven't ended up feeling like the right fit for you and you've had to let them go?
Yeah. That happens.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah.
So it's fascinating to me that you have, you're very entrepreneurial and you have this amazing gallery, which must take a lot of your time. I imagine it's pretty much 24/7 in your head, which is what business is. So you actually do work on your own work alongside. So can you talk to us about how you manage that and how you connect with the gallery with your work?
Yeah. Like you said, my job is 24/7. My head's never turned off, and it's always on. And I see things, and I go, "Ooh, that could be an idea for an artwork." Take a quick snap or do a little note. So I'm always, like someone said to me last year, "Do you realize you actually have two jobs?" I never saw it like that, but it's true. So I'm wearing two hats. I'm the artist and I'm the director. And I do have to, because my workshop is by my house, I have those days off, well, off the gallery, but I'm in my workshop. So I try to be there, but 9 out of 10 times the phone rings or someone wants to ask me something or an email comes in. So I really have to find a balance in really shutting off that part. But it's really hard because if the phone rings, it could be a customer, wanting to ask for a painting or whatever. And I always have to be available in that sense. So it's really hard. You can never really turn that bit off. But I'm very good at multitasking because, you have to, otherwise you can't do this job, I think.
Yeah.
And I'm always, keeping lots of balls up in the air and juggling. But I'm very good at it. So when I have time to do my work, I can usually multitask. I have my earphones on and I just tap that and I answer the phone while I'm doing that. And so it's very intertwined. It's very one whole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And do you find that you get inspired by what you see coming through the gallery?
I think so, but I'm very much an abstract person. So we do have like lots of florals and beautiful landscapes. And I think in my gallery, there's maybe 2 or 3 artists that are also a bit in my visual field that I like. Like, for instance, if an artist approaches us that does woodwork with blocks, I'll probably say no, because it's just too close. And I actually don't look at other people much. So that's another thing I don't do, because I don't want to be, influenced in the wrong way, that you end up copying someone. So I really don't do that. I've only been on Instagram since maybe 5 years or so. So it's, all new. I've got a love-hate relationship with technology because I really don't like it. But, Instagram and the whole social media landscape is quite demanding and very time-consuming. You always have to be available for the customers as well. You always have to show what's available, what comes in. So I really like stories because that's a bit faster. You don't have to talk so much and put, information there, but you have to take time for that.
That's part of it. Yeah. So you manage the social media part.
I do it all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is a lot.
The website is Isa. She does all the layout of that. I take the photos. And it's a lot of work. But you just do it.
It's part of it.
Just do it.
Would you ever get another person maybe to do that social media?
I would like that. But maybe. I'm still very much, I wouldn't say I want to be in control of everything, but I'm maybe I'm a bit hard work for my staff, because I have a vision and I like to have it a certain way. And I totally appreciate everything they do, of course. But sometimes when I walk in the next day and I haven't been there, like, oh, that needs to go there, that needs to go.
Yeah.
So it's a bit, I need to work on that.
I can imagine.
But like photography, I'm very hard. I don't like to give that to someone else because I'm very particular about my photography.
But isn't it amazing that you're using another passion of yours as part of your job?
Absolutely.
That you're able to kind of take that learning that you did at uni and continue it. And then it's so great for your business to have such a fantastic range of beautiful photographs.
Yeah.
And how do you find working with your daughter? I mean, she must understand your high expectations.
She does. She's, I always call her the sensible one of the two of us. She's my brains and my good part, like the sensible part, grown up part, I'd say. I'm a 55-year-old girl, I tell you. It's just, I see fun in everything, and sometimes I'm not mature enough. And she goes like, Mum, you can't do that. Don't say that.
I love it.
She checks my emails when I send something, or I ask her like, oh, what do you think of this? What do you think of that? And I'm so blessed working with my daughter. She's 25 this year, and we're just two peas in a pod. It's just, people come into the gallery and they take a double turn like, oh, are you related? And I always giggle. I said, yeah, she's my younger sister. It's quite funny.
Oh, that's so
No,
great.
but I'm so proud of her. And she kind of started working with us on a part-time base because she used to work in town in another shop. And then I asked her to come in a bit more. And she said, oh, yeah, I'll do that. And just recently she's gone full-time. So, she's the manager now. She's running the gallery as we sit here.
Isn't that fantastic?
And it's just, and she's a person that I can just give it to, and she understands how I want things. She's like me. And, it just works fantastic. And it doesn't mean we always agree, but 9 out of 10 days we have such a giggle and so much fun together.
Isn't that fantastic? I mean, it's just, My daughter Taylor, she worked for me as my manager for a couple of years for Creative Matters.
Right.
So she had an education background as well and is very artistic. She's a fast learner, so I taught her, I sort of held her hand for about a term, and then she just took it on.
Yeah.
And everything she did, it's almost like she could speak my speak, if you know what I mean.
Totally.
Like if she wrote something, it would be like I had written
it.
Yes. And at the beginning, I used to have to tweak a few things, but she just kind of got the business, really understood the business,
right,
and what we're all about, and then could also bring something of her own and sort of smarten up some systems and stuff like that.
Exactly. Yeah.
It was so good.
It's nice to have a younger person with the, especially with the technology nowadays, and they pick it up so fast.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's not that I couldn't do it, but it's easier for her to do it.
Yeah.
It goes faster, and she does all that nitty-gritty in the background, and it's just fantastic. I can just it takes some pressure off your shoulders.
Yeah, somewhat. It really does.
Yeah.
And then having, I did wonder if having a family member working so closely with me would become a problem. But we kind of had our own areas that we worked on, so we weren't actually working together physically. And we just have meetings now and then and catch up and talk work sometimes. But it was never a problem. We never, ever had an issue.
No.
And I'm really proud of that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I'm very proud of Isa as well. And it's just like yesterday, she had such a big day and she was on her own. And then someone comes in with a really big sculptural piece to hang off the ceiling. And she texted me. She said, Mom, one of my 9 lives is gone. This was so hard. And even other people in the gallery helped to hang it up. And I'm going like, oh, sorry, I wasn't there. But, she got it done anyway. And sometimes you just have to do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm very proud of her. Yeah, very
amazing.
happy. And I mean, she also is a model. So we have the perfect combination. If I need to go somewhere for work or do an extra day in the workshop, I can just drop my work in the gallery. If she gets a chance to go for a modeling job or film or anything, I just take it over and she can go, you know. And there's no stress, no nothing. You don't have to ask for a free day of work or whatever. It's such a cool.
It's so perfect.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah.
That's a really cool story.
Yeah.
We're going to take a very short break for the creative notice board for this week. We'd like to acknowledge the recent passing of an accomplished Kiwi sculptor who built a prolific and thriving practice in Sydney, Australia over the last 2 decades, following 15 years working in the film industry there. Dion Horst Mins was self-taught and self-made, and his considerable success and achievements were a testament to his remarkable presence in life as much as his talent, drive and investment within Australia's contemporary art scene. Please visit dionhorstmans.com for details about his work and the GoFundMe page that has been established to preserve his legacy and support his 2 surviving daughters. The Creative Matters podcast is very excited to announce that we are having a group show called Connection at Kumu Arts from June the 23rd until July the 19th, 2025, celebrating more than 70 of the artists who have been guests on the podcast in a beautiful group show bringing everybody together and connecting audiences with artists, artists with artists, and also audiences with me. I hope you can join us. Now back to Claudia. So let's just start talking more specifically about your practice and
Yes.
Claudia as an artist. Can you describe? You started, as we said, in 2012 with your using the medium that you're using now, which is beehives. Can you tell us about how that all started, how you discovered that medium, and then where you took that?
Yeah. So I firmly believe that this medium chose me. I'm not a girly girl, so I'm quite a bit rough, and so this medium is perfect for me. I mean, it's not an oil painting or anything. You don't have to be too fussy about it. When my husband came home with those boxes, I immediately saw potential, and I thought, just take them apart. And it's very humbling to see those first pictures when we lived in Taupiri, our double garage, and I had them all stalled out outside. And at night I took them all in again, and so in a half circle, color coded, because I'm a bit OCD in that. Mm-hmm. Little saw bench that I borrowed from someone, and just starting, and it has grown and grown and grown and grown. And you got a little bit more experimental with your shapes, and got a drop saw, invest in a little bit more boy tools, And now that we live in Kihikihi, I've got a really big workshop. So I remember when we looked at the house, the real estate guy said to us, "Oh, well, this will be the man cave." And my husband said, "No, this is for her."
So good.
Yeah. So I've got so many boxes. I've got a separate storage full of boxes. So just to give a little bit of background information about how I get the boxes. My husband was a beekeeper, and the boxes have a lifespan. So when they're starting to rot, or one corner is broken, or they're in the paddock and the cows have knocked them over, they break and they don't stack up as well, they burn them. They get rid of them because it's just the easiest way to get rid of them. And when I heard that, when my husband came home with those boxes, I said, just keep them coming, we'll pop them up in the garage. And now it's gone completely out of control. I've got a storage that I rent every month, and it's up to the brim all the way, full of boxes. We had to flatten them all because otherwise I couldn't fit them in. My husband has since changed jobs, but because you have that connection with the beekeeping industry, I could get boxes all the time and on tap almost. And so now I've got my workshop, and my storage is completely full. So I've got boxes for years to work with. But it's so nice to work with, because it's they've been out in the paddock for years. It's such part of New Zealand landscape. So my first ever piece was called In the Paddock, and I think you saw that story that I put up a while ago, that I visited my friends and they bought it from me. Like one of my first pieces, it was with the guy who I borrowed his saw from. They have it, and it's when I come there and I see it, it's just like, oh my God, that's my first piece. Yeah, it's so awesome.
Yeah, and it's so nice that the people who bought it are, so connected.
Yeah. Also beekeepers, and they had a honey business, and so it's a beautiful medium. When you take the boxes apart, you have, you can see the history, you can see the scars, you can see all the the barcodes, the numbers. Each apiary has their own number, so they're registered, so everybody knows who's who in the field. The handles, you can see the history of the handles. Some are rounded, some are a bit more square, half round, and I just love the boxes. It's just fantastic. I take all the screws out, all the nails, all the staples. I've got boxes full of that, and then I reintroduce them in the piece when I make them. And so it's all together again, but in a different shape.
That's so
and beautiful. You can hang it on your wall, and it's,
Wow.
Yeah.
And, I've got so many questions. So
that's all right.
Is the work that you create, is each work from one beehive?
No, not per se. So I do a lot of colorful pieces. So like those colors we have here in the studio. have you seen the pieces with the drippy bits on the bottom?
Yes, yeah.
So those are like multiple boxes. So I just take bits of different ones. Those pieces are fantastic. Also happened by accident. I made a small one. Like that, a really tiny one, and I was cutting it out in the workshop. And then I stopped and I saw those bits sticking out. And I can remember, I ran inside with the piece in my hand, and Isa and Harold were there. I said, I'm going to stop here. And they looked at me like, this is a bit weird. I said, no, I'm going to keep it like this. And it sold straight away. And of course, then I started making bigger ones. And they're so popular. People love them because they're, none of my works, no two are the same because they're all different pieces of wood. So they're all original pieces. You'll never have the same as your neighbor next door. The design might be the same, but it's never the same. So I use different pieces, different colors, different. So they're all unique in that sense.
So for that one, you were you'd place the strips onto a circle board, I presume.
Yeah.
And
plywood.
Then you would normally sort of cut around and into the circle, but you left part of it. Yeah, I love that.
So I left kind of one side, so it's like dripping down, like paint dripping down.
Yeah.
And it was such a cool concept that I by chance happened. And quite popular. So I did white ones. I did color, like multicolored. I did a blue one. I've got a yellow one. People just love it. And, when people want to have a piece commissioned by me, they commission me to do some. They can do whatever they like because I've got so many colors.
Yeah.
They can just come up with their own colors, or, everybody has a favorite color.
Yeah.
Or what goes with your interior. I can do it all.
Good.
Yeah.
Brilliant. And that drippiness, it's like, it's a lovely contrast, isn't it, in a way, with the sort of formality of the circle.
Yeah.
And then a sort of unexpected moment, which was quite sculptural.
Yeah. So the first one I did there, I called it Unfinished Business, which is another thing, my titles for my work. It happens, I don't think of certain things prior. When I start a piece, I don't really think about it. It happens, it grows under my hands. And then the title comes to me while I'm working on it. So it's either a feeling or an emotion on that day, a song on the radio, something like that, or I just watched a movie, or it reminds me of something, or, someone said something in passing and I just pick it up. Or like this, for instance, Unfinished Business is basically what it is.
Yeah.
Like I didn't cut it all. And Unfinished Business, people love that, They're like, oh, how did you come up with that?
Yeah, I love your titles. They're really, they do make you think because they're not always that obvious.
No.
Yeah.
And I'm very much a word and language person, so.
And you're amazing bilingual. That's so clever.
Also.
Yeah.
Oui.
Do you ever speak Dutch?
Yeah, every day.
With your family?
Yeah. So when we came here, Isa was 5 and we talk Dutch at home for her to keep her language. So she speaks it completely without an accent. Her English is very much Kiwi.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she learned it here when she came here.
How amazing. Yeah. So good. And so back to your practice, you have, lots of different styles. So that the drippy part is one.
Yeah.
But then you have some that are quite regular and sort of similar sized pieces and then so can you talk us through some of your different approaches?
I like to work with a variety of scale and size, and so I either do triangles, which was a skill that I never learned before, so I just tried it and it worked. So it's quite tricky when you have never done it before. I mean, now I know how to do it, but little squares, bigger squares, you can, there's so many possibilities, and to combine them, and even triangles, placing them on different combinations, play with that. I had a piece once called Mission Impossible, which I called Mission Impossible because it wouldn't fit in the car. That was a fantastic piece, beautiful. One of my bigger pieces, my first bigger piece is Circle. Beautiful greens and blues, and that was also like playing in the workshop. How can I put these triangles together and how can they look? And I came up with this design, which was in hindsight, a pain in the
Ass.
ass. But the result, when you keep going, because repetition is something that's really a strong visual representing in my work, that design was just fantastic. But you have to keep going. So I also say to people a lot of times, like they say, oh, that's really intricate, or that must have taken you a long time. And I just say it's therapy. It's so therapeutic because you have to slow down, especially with the burning pieces as well that I do, the charring.
Yes. Yeah, we'll get on to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's you have to slow down. And for me, that's a really good thing. That's why I say this medium chose me, because it's just, I need to slow down. Yeah, totally.
How beautiful. It's like this little blessing. Yeah.
And it can be a bit rough sometimes. And if you bump it to something, you don't go like, oh my God, it's fine.
Yeah.
It adds to the piece.
So you're not working towards perfection.
Totally not. Nobody's perfect.
And then also having that, using a medium that has all sorts of scars.
Totally.
And sort of imperfections as such.
Yeah.
Then I guess that kind of also frees you up a little bit to
totally. There's no stress in that sense at all.
Perfection. Yeah. No. Which is good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I love that about your work. I mean, it feels very precise on one hand.
Yeah. Oh, but it is.
It is precise.
But when you look really close, you can see it's not perfect, but that's fine.
It is fine. And we have that in our bathroom, actually. I'm not sure if you noticed. We've got a small square mosaic tiled wall. And they're all they don't lie completely flush or flat. They're all a bit sort of wonky, which I love.
Yeah.
Just adds it's adding shadow and sort of
totally
dimension. Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how do you actually approach your colourful pieces? Do you go sort of sifting through your storage and try to collect things that kind of work together colour-wise?
Yeah, I think I'm quite good at getting the colours together. It's very much a visual thing. I just put the pieces of wood. So each box has 4 sides, obviously, and they're all taken apart. So they're all like lined up as almost like a library. All the pieces are lined up in my workshop. I just throw a couple of pieces together, like, oh, that could work, that box can work, or that piece out of that box, I have to cut that. So put that in the pile. But I have kind of an idea of what I want to make that day, but I don't really have a plan or something like that. I know I want to either do squares or triangles, and for triangles you have to do another step. You have to make strips first, and in order to start the triangles, and so you have a little bit of a planning, but I'd rather not. So the last piece I made, the blue one, was a big circle with 4 different. So it's got squares, it's got triangles, it's got lines, and it's got smaller squares. And I did 1/4 of each. I've never done that before, and that kind of happened. And it's a striking piece. And we actually had trouble because I had a couple of people coming in like, how shall I hang this? Which side? So I made it a certain, how do you say that? Or like
orientation.
Yeah. But it's actually upside down now.
Really?
It's quite funny, yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. That's what I love about abstract.
Yeah, and you can just hang it any way you want, but and that's with most of my pieces. You can just hang it however you like, upright or cross or whatever. But when you make it into a certain orientation, sometimes a number is upright, and if you hang it upside down, it's upside down, but even that's fine. Yeah.
Yeah. I just love that. And I love your white pieces. They are really gorgeous. And sometimes do you actually paint the edges yourself, or are they just like that?
I have painted a couple. Have you got an example there?
The white with the pink around the edge. There was one that I saw. Or am I making that up?
I don't. Yeah.
Is that from my
idea.
own imagination?
I'll do that.
There you go.
Is that the one with the little crosses?
Yes. Yeah.
No, that's just the plywood color.
Ah.
Yeah, it might look a bit pink on the photograph.
Yeah.
So last year I started introducing the stitching, which was in my exhibition with Kylie Rusk and Jilly Sheffield at Aotearoa Gallery. I started introducing the stitching because Jilly uses it in her, like thread, uses it in her beautiful corrugated crosses. And Kylie's beautiful work, because I did the chart pieces, and Kylie's work had that beautiful charcoaly look in there as well. So it was a beautiful combination of works together. So to introduce those stitchings, I had to, rack my brain like, oh, how am I going to do that? Drill holes, but you don't want them too big, and it has to be fine. And so I did a couple of pieces in there with the stitching in it, and I just loved it. Also did a drippy one with the stitching hanging at the bottom.
Beautiful.
And loose ends, tie up loose ends or something, I call that. It just comes naturally. The title comes, as you see the piece, you go like, oh yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
That's it.
And how lovely that you were inspired by the two artists that you had a group show with.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's taken you down a whole new path.
Yeah. And the show was called Elements, as you know, and, was just introducing another element into my work as well.
Yeah.
So it just works. And that's really nice when you work together with people. It just broadens your mind. And it's just, sometimes you just have to think a little bit more outside your natural thinking path.
Yeah.
And just add something and go like, oh. So for an exhibition that I did in December, I added copper with my friend Isaac Weston. And beautiful. The chart pieces with copper is just stunning combination.
Yeah, stunning.
Yeah.
So beautiful. And so you've got your colourful pieces, you've got some quite monochromatic pieces which often have little moments of colour or little moments of a different texture, which I also really love. And then you've got your black pieces, which leads us on to you talking about your charring.
Yes.
So how did that come about, and what is your actual process?
Well, that was thanks to our lovely COVID. In COVID, of course, we were all in our studios because we could, and we didn't have to justify ourselves, which was fantastic. I think most artists were actually quite happy to be stuck at home in the studios. So lots of work came out of that, and experimental work, I think, as well. And so I wanted to make a black piece, but because there's no black boxes because it's too hot for the bees, I had to come up with another solution to make a black box or black piece. So I didn't want to spray paint because that's just easy way out for me. So why not make it harder for yourself? I came up with charring them. So what I do with my chart pieces is I make the whole piece first, like I normally do, and then I chart each individual piece. So that's really a therapeutic piece because it takes a long time.
Before you stick it down?
Yeah. I make it first, and then I take it all off the background and I glue it all back in. It's a long process. So I did one piece once that had over 8,300 pieces in it.
Wow.
1 by 1 centimeter squares. Very striking piece. Was like, I had to glue it, and at the end of it I was going like, oh, this is doing my head in. I'm not coming nice and straight at the end, it's not lining up properly. But I made it work. So, and it was fine in the end. It was good. But that was it took me 3 months to finish that piece.
I bet.
In between all the other things that I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so the charring, what tool are you actually using?
It's just
a blowtorch.
Gas bottle with a thing on it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And I've noticed that sometimes you have really black, or it's all completely black, and other times it's brown and has just been charred less, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. So do you just have a sort of certain amount of charring time?
Yeah. I had one piece that was called the cookie cutter. Was a really big one. It's quite funny because the shape of that piece was long. It was quite long, like 1.8 meters. That was inspired by a table that I saw in Auckland at, it's called Commercial Bay somewhere. Mm-hmm. There's a big table there. And I thought, oh, that's a really cool shape. I have to make a piece with that. So I did. And that was all rectangular pieces, but all whites, caramelly, black, a little bit of everything. And stunning. But, you have to know when to stop. Some pieces, it all depends on the wood as well. Like if the wood's a bit more hardy, like macrocarpa, is a bit harder to burn than pine. So those are all the things you learn that you never think of. And yeah, I've got it down to a T, I think. Now I'm very, so I've got a blowtorch and a water thingy in my other hand.
Okay, it's a good
and
idea.
Got like, yeah.
I was going to say, did you ever actually have any fires with your little pieces?
No, and I'll touch wood now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you do find the different types of wood quite different to manage?
Oh, they're not harder or anything, but it's just you can notice the difference in the wood types.
Yeah.
When you work with them. When you cut them with the saw, some smell really nice, others just pine. It's not so interesting. And I remember back in the day when I first, especially red boxes, they just have this smell memory in my head. Like when you smell it, you go like, oh yeah, takes me back to that first, when I started.
Isn't that lovely?
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah, it's bringing the senses in. I mean, it might not to the viewer, but it's been part of your process.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
Yeah, it's lovely.
Yeah, and the smell of burning wood is really yum too.
Yeah.
But I do have my mask on, and it's pretty unflattering, but
looks good.
Yeah.
There's nothing sexier than a woman in workwear.
Yeah.
Somebody told me that once when I was, I think I was dremeling some resin.
Oh yeah.
And this guy, he was building our deck actually, and I was working on an art piece, and yeah, he told me there's nothing sexier than seeing a woman with a Dremel.
Oh,
there you go.
Oh, interesting.
I know. I was like, oh. Anyway, so yeah, I've still got so many questions. So when you actually approach a piece, you say you might just start with a shape and then you explore that.
Yeah.
Do you do any drawing at all?
Nah, I don't even know how to draw. Pretty basic. I'm very much, like I said, abstract. I've got notes on my phone that you can draw with your thingy. And I just go like, I see something on TV in the background or something. I go like, oh, that's a nice shape. That's a nice, design. I can work with that. And then it's still up to me to how to fill in those spaces that I see. Like, am I going to do lines, or am I going to do triangles or squares or whatever? And it always ends up different. Like the white piece with the little crosses that I made was the start of a selection that I was going to do for my birthday, which was on Tuesday.
Yes, happy birthday.
Thank you. And the plan was to have 12 pieces. I had all the backgrounds cut, all ready to go. And I thought, I'll have that ready for my birthday, but that was like a week and a half ago. So I was still finishing up that blue circle with the 4 different quarters. And I started on the white one, and I thought white and the bright pink works really well. People responded really good to that, because when we had our 10th birthday at the gallery, we had 10, the exhibition. So everybody made a 10 by 10 inch piece.
Nice.
And I had a little circle with the pink, and that sold straight away. So I thought, oh, people like that combination. But for this series, I was going to do them 30 by 25, which makes 55, which is my age. And I was going to do them all $550 because of that. And I thought that's going to be nice for people to have a nice small size piece. And lots of different colors. I was going to do, but I ended up finishing one. And that sold straight away on the day, pretty much online. So, got my work cut out for me. I need to go back and finish those. But I've got little notes in my phone, like one like that, one like that. I hardly ever do drawings. It's just more scribbling.
And then you just, you make your shapes. You've decided on the shapes that you want to work with and the colours. And then do you just kind of experiment with composition just by moving things around?
A little bit, yeah. See, that's why this medium is so forgiving almost, because you can't go wrong. When you glue it all up and you end up with some, still a little gap, you can put the thinnest sliver in there. No one will know.
Really?
Yeah.
But also sometimes you do
I'm
have
not going to give away too many secrets,
no.
okay?
You also have, sometimes you do have little spaces and places, which kind of adds another element. I quite like it.
Do you mean the depth?
Just sometimes spaces between shapes. Just little spaces, do you? Like this one here. Or maybe it's actually a colour.
Usually
this
it's
white one.
There won't be any gaps.
That white one there.
At the top?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the depth it's less deep.
All right.
So it's still there.
Okay.
So when you have a box and you have the handle's a bit shallow. Mm-hmm. When you cut that, it's shallower on the piece. So you get the depth and it's just a different way of looking at it.
Yeah. No, I see that.
I think a lot of the times when you see them online or on Instagram,
you can't tell.
You really can't tell. I had one lady one day come back, this is years ago, and she said, "Oh, a piece fell out." And I said, "No way," which is not a problem because I can fix it all because, it's not an oil painting. And she brought it in and it was right there, the piece. I said, "Oh, it's still there, but it's just a bit more shallow."
Yeah.
She said, "Oh, I didn't even see that." And I'm going like, okay, how can you not see that?
Oh, funny. That's really funny.
Yeah.
I like the way they're not all sort of completely flush on the top.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I think that adds something, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And then all the beautiful markings that are naturally there on the box.
Yeah.
They just sort of come up randomly.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is brilliant.
And sometimes I have to really look how I cut pieces and what's a good detail on a box. So you can't, if you cut it, it's gone. Sometimes I have a piece that, for the queen, they have a special entrance and they block it off. So the beekeepers just plonk a piece of wood on it and a big screw on it. Those are the details you go for because that's fantastic.
Yeah, beautiful.
They just make the piece extra nail here or, number there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just got so many beautiful elements. And I feel like you do explore space. I mean, sometimes you actually do have space, a shape like a hole in the middle of your pieces.
Yeah, the donut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's such a great photo of you with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and how does that kind of thing come about? Is that something that you have in your head to start with?
Yeah. So that's the donut with the square in the middle, you mean, eh? Yeah. So I wanted to make a piece like the drippy ones, but then a bit different. And then I said to my husband, I'm going to make a square in the middle. He goes, he knows by now that he just needs to let me go and it's fine. And he does. And it's one of my favorite pieces. It was called Flow. I had some people come in the gallery and they go like, "Oh, that's nice. I'll do a mirror in the middle." And I'm going like, no.
That's not what it's intended for.
No. But everybody can do whatever they want. And it's a really beautiful piece. And it was in an exhibition together with my friend Cam Monroe and in Palmerston North at Zimmerman. And I got it back after the exhibition. It didn't sell, so I had it in my gallery and I just loved it. And it's sold now. So
really?
Yeah.
And for that one, did you, because the lines of this, everything's very lined up, did you place all the pieces and then cut out the middle?
No, I cut out the middle before.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Do you use rulers and you can get quite precise with measuring? It's more just an eye.
I've got an eye. Yeah.
Yeah, which is nice.
Yeah.
And I love the way you have done a few joint shows, like you said, with Cam and Isaac. And choosing somebody, I'm not sure if it's the gallery or you, but just choosing people, and same with Kylie and Jilly at the Turua Gallery Elements show, even though those two were really quite different artists.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have collaborations with artists who, your works just contrast so beautifully or just kind of connect so beautifully.
Yeah.
Which is lovely. And your work is so unique.
Yeah.
But it's nice to kind of connect with another.
Totally. Oh, I love
sculptor.
collaborations. It's, being an artist is quite lonely. And you're in your studio and you do your work and you really have to go out to meet people or connect with people or go to openings or, stuff like that. So I'm actually quite happy with being on my own, but it's really nice to have that collaboration with another artist because you have to, you have to work together. With Cam, I've done 2 with Cam now, and we're kind of on the same level with our thoughts and our works. We hardly ever talk about it, and when you hang them together, they're just perfect.
Yeah.
We kind of do the same things. And with Isaac, he's like my brother from another mother. It's just, we understand each other and our works look really nice together as well. So that was fantastic. but not only working in collaboration with other artists in shows, but also working with your suppliers. You have to, like I have my little wobbly frames.
Yes.
They come from Lauren, from Wallace Studio. They're fantastic. So I had a show with Alice Elva a while back, which was actually in COVID because nobody could come to the exhibition because everybody was at home. But we had an online show and it was very successful. So she does all the embroidery and lovely.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Might have to get her on the podcast.
Oh, yeah. She'll love that.
If you're listening, Alice.
Yeah. Alice. Come on, Alice. So, your supplies are very important. Your framers, I work with the girls from Framing House in Hamilton East. They're fantastic. My supplier for plywood is Alana in Christchurch, of all places, very far away. But it's nice to support another business as well in that sense, So
do they cut the ply for you?
Yeah. So I just love working with other people because you're in it together, and it's great, especially if you're always on your own. Just chipping away on your works. It's nice to have that connection with other artists, and that's what I love about this as well. Because it's when you listen to the podcast, it's so nice to hear about these people, the backgrounds, and then you realize that we actually have quite a lot in common.
Yes,
that you don't even know.
Yeah,
and so that's really interesting. So I did approach a couple of artists after listening to the podcast, like, loved your podcast. Really
so
cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then you often learn about something about somebody that you've known that you had no idea about, and
exactly.
it is interesting, and it's sort of, I don't know, I just feel like it gives a whole extra appreciation for what people are creating.
Totally.
When you kind of understand what they're thinking, and
I agree. Yeah,
or what they're not thinking.
True. Yeah.
And so, speaking of that, you don't think of your work as being sort of a narrative or symbolic in any way, do you?
I don't. No, it's so interesting to see how people react and respond to my work when they come in the gallery. And I can only see it at my gallery, of course, because I don't know what happens at Aotearoa. But I have people honestly crying sometimes, and that's so humbling. And you go like, oh my goodness, are you okay? And they see the title and it strikes a chord, and they go like, I have to have this piece because my dad used to live in that spot or whatever. It can be anything.
Yeah,
it can be the smallest thing, like, my mum used to like those flowers and it's got that in the name or something like that. And you go like, it's fantastic. And art is emotion in that sense. When people come into the gallery, they respond to. It's quite interesting to see how people like art of the same artist. So we used to have it more scattered, like in the gallery. Now we've grouped each artist, which is also really cool, and it looks a bit cleaner almost. But people's reaction to art is just such a joy to see every day. And it's when you can connect someone to a piece of art, it's just, they'll enjoy it for the rest of their life, or for as long as they like. But you see them go out of the gallery with a big smile on their face, and you go, that's
nothing
cool.
better.
That's very
it's so
cool.
beautiful.
Yeah.
And there's something about art, isn't there? Just the way, how you've chosen it and why you've chosen it and where you've chosen it, and the background of the artist that maybe or not, or just like my little collection up in the house. It's all so meaningful to me. Like that's what I would save if the house is burning down. My art.
I know.
And it's not because of the value.
No, but why do you start?
The value
it's
to me.
Full of art, yeah. I've got that at home as well. Like, grab everything.
Everything has a story for me.
Yeah.
And it connects me to a place or a person or a time.
Yeah.
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 It's just there's something about it. It's special.
Very.
Yes.
Talking about that, the symbolism in my work. I mean, I don't approach my work like that. Whatever the viewer takes of it, that's totally fine for me. I made a piece with, it's called Better Together, and it had stitches in it as well. And it was like 2 stitches across, 2 stitches upright, and one whole square better together. So symbolizing family ties or, a family unit, father, mother, daughter, however you want to interpret it. For my show in Turua in October, I had the Southern Cross. People can relate to that, you do the stitches. So that's symbolic in that sense, but it's pretty obvious what it is. It's called Southern Cross, and you see the Southern Cross, the shape. So that's it. And I really don't want to go any deeper. You can do whatever you like. You can interpret it however you like. Whatever emotion it brings to you or gives you, it's fine.
Yeah.
And it's just such a blast for people to fall in love with a piece that you made and created and in your workshop. And when I come out of the workshop and I hang it in my hallway and take a photo of it and go like, oh yeah, it looks really cool. So proud of that piece. And then people fall in love with it for their own reasons. That's fine.
Yeah.
And it doesn't necessarily have to be any deeper than that.
Do you ever feel that you're expressing something personal in a sort of very quiet way with your work?
Sometimes, yeah. Yeah. But, sometimes I write something underneath all the pieces and nobody knows. Sometimes you need to get something out of your system. That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brilliant. You mentioned that you are with Turua Gallery, which is in St Heliers.
Yep.
And big friends of the podcast.
Yep.
And you were with Zimmerman Gallery.
Yes.
And then obviously you're showing at the Mandarin Tree.
Yes.
So you mentioned that you did decide to drop one gallery because you were getting pretty full on.
Yes. I actually had a couple more, but I pulled back out of all of them. And I'm just represented by the Mandarin Tree and Turua Gallery at the moment, which is more than enough for me because otherwise I just can't keep up. And it's I don't want to disappoint people and not per se a pleaser, but you want when you commit to a gallery, you need to be able to sustain that relationship and supply with artwork. And I noticed that I couldn't do that. And the main focus for me is my own gallery and one more, which is fine. And Turua is really good for me. So it's out of my own area and it's a different audience and that works perfect.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
So, yeah.
Good combination.
Next year we'll have something exciting to share.
Yes. So you are having a solo show at Turua.
That's the plan.
Next year.
Yeah.
Which is really exciting and would be such a visually striking show.
I hope so, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I know so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's exciting. So you've got no actual plans for this year. This is your 55th birthday year, and you're making the most of giving yourself a little bit of space.
Yep.
Although I don't think that's actually what you would ever have in your life.
No, but it's nice to have a little bit more freedom for development.
Yeah.
Not only for my practice, but personally as well. I'm trying to learn something new this year, which is always a good thing, I think. The Gordonton area is teaming up the businesses. So that's another avenue that I'm going on next week with the council and promoting Gordonton as a destination. So all the businesses are coming together for that. So that's really good.
That's great.
Yeah. So that's another thing that I've never done before, talking with people and so it's exciting. I think, I'm excited for this year and what's ahead and all the new things that will come on my path.
Can you ever imagine, I mean, you've got such a sort of lifetime stash of beehive boxes, but can you ever imagine using a different medium?
Yeah, I can. I already know what it is as well.
Really?
Yeah. Do you want to know?
I do. Are you allowed to tell?
Yeah, it's actually cardboard.
Really?
Yeah. I'm the packer extraordinaire at the gallery, so I do all the packaging and all that. I love cardboard, and I think it's less messy, less noisy, less maybe when I'm a bit older, 70 or 80 or something, I can do that. It's a nice way to recycle as well. I'm very much into recycling, hence the beehives. I think it's a bit a softer medium. And I think there's lots of things to explore in that. So I might do that.
Do you think it would be taking on a similar sort of visual look to what you are making now?
Probably not.
Something
I think
different?
it will be 3D rather than 2D.
Really? Do you see your works as 2D?
I do.
I see them as 3D.
Okay, that's fine. It's flat on the wall, kind of.
Well, not really. It kind of comes out from the wall. It feels, I mean, each piece is 3D.
It's just as flat as a painting, almost. Like not on the surface, but it's just because the wood, it's still 2D in my head.
Yeah.
But
interesting.
Yeah, 3D. I did a 3D, I did a couple of 3Ds actually with the beehives. For the 10 show, I did a big cube years back. And that was very exciting. I would love to make a little bit more sculptural pieces.
Yeah, I can imagine you could actually create really large scale sculptures that could possibly go outside. Have you considered
For the beehives, it's a bit hard because when you cut it, you have to seal it because otherwise the wood will rot.
Right.
I always tended to stay away from telling people to hang them outside because of that reason. And then, when you seal them or put, what's it called, polyurethane or whatever over it, it will probably take away from the texture. So I don't want to do that. I've never tried it. Maybe I should. I mean, this is the year to try stuff.
Yeah, or even just doing something similar to what you do. Like, so it feels very much in line with the work you've made, but using, we're getting lots of visits from birds. Yeah. Hopefully this bird, we had a bird with Sarah the other day.
Oh, did
flew
you?
Right in.
Oh, no.
Which freaked both of us out a little bit. But this bird is just like circling. So.
Yeah.
So back to you. Thinking about creating something similar but with a more sort of durable material that could be outside.
Maybe.
It'd be interesting. I mean, imagine it in glass.
Oh, yeah. I've never done glass before.
Like we found glass, but then it might be quite hard getting the shapes you want.
Yeah. Oh, when I've been to the Gibbs farm 3 times now, and it's just, I love it. Wouldn't that be fantastic to have something there? Oh, yeah. That's a dream.
That's so beautiful.
A dream.
Yeah, incredible.
Brick Bay as well, and the sculpturium is just fantastic.
Yeah, and the sculpture shows that we have.
Oh, yeah.
Do you see your work as a form of assemblage?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Hey, and I'm going to Paris in June and Copenhagen, so I'm coming back with lots more inspiration, I think.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
I'll be watching.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's great. I mean, if you're sort of giving yourself just a little bit more time to think and to experiment.
Yeah.
It's a good opportunity.
Yeah. Ideally, when I heard you say that a couple of times in where you see yourself in 5 years, I would love to be a full-time artist and just, do that all day, every day. But I'm so connected to the gallery still and very much, in charge and of what happens. But Isa can totally take it over, I think. She can just manage the whole thing.
And you'd be there as sort of support.
I'll come every now and then.
Yeah, which could be the perfect scenario.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
So
I think I can imagine that you would end up really needing to be working full-time on your practice.
Yeah, I'd love that. Yeah.
Well, something in the future.
Yeah, who knows?
Exciting.
Watch this space.
Yeah. Right, Claudia, let's talk about the questions. Let's do the questions. Mm-hmm. What do you think you would say to your younger artistic self or somebody starting their creative journey?
Just do it. Honestly, just do it. If it doesn't work, at least you've tried. It's just, don't be scared. You'll always have people going like, oh, what the heck is she doing? It doesn't matter. Believe in yourself and just keep going. That's what I've been doing.
Yeah. Good advice.
Mm.
And what is one of the most challenging things of your life as an artist?
24 hours in a day. I think time. Yeah. It's very hard for me to stop. And I've always got something to do. There's always something. Sometimes people go like, oh, sit down for a minute, woman. I do that when I drive from home to work and the other way around. It's like 45 minutes. That's my downtime.
Yeah, which can be quite good.
Yeah, but I can't turn my head off though. When I come home, I go like, oh yeah, let's do this, let's do that.
Yeah. It's funny how some humans just have busy brains.
Yeah.
Do you think that's something to do with your upbringing?
Maybe. I'm pretty full on, I think, for some people. And on the other side, I'm quite shy. I mean, this is pretty out there for me. Like talking to you, it was, a little bit of okay, never done that before, but now I know, and it's okay. I can do it again.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, you took the plunge.
Yeah, no, I think I've always been a butterfly as a child and always creative and always outside playing, watch all the birds fly. And my school report said, her attention span's quite short because, she goes from here to there. And that's me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe back then, like what you call now ADHD, or I don't know.
But sometimes that kind of nature serves you well,
Oh, yeah,
because
yeah.
you can, as you say, be a great multitasker.
Totally. Oh, I think you have to be the right person for that. Otherwise, it will never work.
Yeah.
Some people get really... I mean, I can rehang the whole gallery on a day working in the gallery.
Really?
And when the people come in and say, oh, sorry, we're just rehanging, and the people are totally fine. End of the day, it's all done. Because when I come in the gallery, sometimes I say to my girls, Isa and Janice, like, oh, I've got an idea. And they go like, oh, no, let's hang this there, let's hang that there. And once you start, you have to keep going.
But that kind of thing is so fun. I mean, curating. And
I love it.
It's such
and
a
I have
great
a vision
thing.
and I know how I want it, and it's all fine. I understand how challenging that is sometimes for the girls, but yeah.
That's part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. With your beautiful work, are you actually inspired by any artists in particular?
Well, it's interesting you ask, because I was thinking about that before I came here. When I first started doing my beehive artworks, coming from Holland, I'm not very familiar with other artists around here. I had a piece once, and someone said to me, oh, that reminds me of Rosalie Gascoigne. And I said, who's that? So I Googled her, of course. Uncle Google is very patient. And I looked at it, and I thought, oh my God, I love it. I love it. So I did a whole series dedicated to Rosalie. I mean, I don't even know her, but so I did a whole series, Rosalie 1, Rosalie 2, and all like in her mindset, kind of like thinking of her. All sold, everybody loved it. And you don't want to, because she did like, what do you call it? Traffic signs and all that,
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, I love her work too.
Yeah.
I did wonder if she was, somebody who had inspired you, but she didn't. It wasn't originally.
No. And the same with the charring of the pieces. People go like, oh, that's like that Japanese style. No idea what you're talking about. Googled it. Love it. I would love to have a house like that, like all burned. Of course, Piet Mondriaan, Dutch abstract artist, painter. Mark Rothko.
Yeah, me too.
He died on the day I was born.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
I know.
That's
I'm a reincarnation.
Yes, maybe you are.
I know.
He was my initial inspiration with painting.
I love him. And, seeing one of his paintings in real life, like for instance in the Melbourne Art Gallery, and standing there like, oh my God.
Yeah.
It's a real Rothko. And yeah, just overwhelming. And other people go like, oh, it's just two pieces of color on a... Yeah, it's not like that.
No.
But that's all right. That's personal.
Yeah. And even, I love, like, I think John Nixon would just have like a red, just one red color.
Yeah.
That was it.
Love it.
I love that.
Yeah.
I'm so drawn to that. So I'd really like to know, Claudia, if you feel like your art would be different if you were still in Holland, or if you'd actually ever even have become an artist if you'd stayed there.
Probably not with this medium. Definitely not. I can say that with 100% certainty. I wouldn't have an art gallery. I don't know. I probably would have been doing something creative. But yeah, as I said, it's really weird actually. It's almost like I have more freedom here because the people I know don't look at me that close.
Yeah.
It's really weird. It's like...
other people have said that.
Yeah. It's... I'm far away from everyone. And a few of my pieces are actually in Holland and in France, and so in that sense they know what I do, but it's far away from them. It feels quite kind of safe almost,
and liberating.
so you're almost I think that has to do with your upbringing as well, that you're I know, never good enough or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's why I think I'm thriving over here and far away from everything.
And sometimes when you come from a family who may not recognize or appreciate art, which is kind of my family, but that hasn't ever held me back.
No.
I'm sure sometimes they don't really understand what I'm doing.
I think I've started, going my own way quite early on already. And it's brought me here. And we've been here now for 20 years, so yeah.
Yeah,
love
amazing.
it.
Glad you're here.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. And it does have a sort of intrinsic New Zealand feel about it, just from the material, even though there's beehives around the world.
Yeah.
I think New Zealanders can really connect to beehives.
Yeah.
Because you see them wherever you go.
From where I'm from. Back in Holland, the shapes are more like a hive.
Yeah.
And I probably now, I've been away for 20 years. I don't know what they do now, but it's all different in every country, I guess. But
it's quite iconic.
I
New
just
Zealand.
love them. Yeah,
they're beautiful.
I love them.
And a lot of artists respond to beehives, painters and
yeah.
It's quite sort of in our blood, I think.
I have people sending me photos like, oh, I saw this truck go past. I was thinking of you, and that's nice. That's nice.
It's lovely.
Yeah.
Oh well, Claudia, I better let you go. You've come all the way up to Muriwai with your husband, and you've got an Airbnb up the road.
Yes.
Which is such a fantastic idea. You're here for the weekend.
Yes, it's fantastic. We love it. We brought our dog Stevie, and she's a swimmer, so she loves to go to the beach. And where we're at, there's a big deck, and she can look at the sea. So she's sitting there like, are we going? Are we going? So we went up this morning already.
Beautiful.
Had coffee and breakfast on the beach. And when I go back, because I'm just up the road here from you, to put my shorts on and go back to the beach.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
Love it.
And it's so nice up from the surf tower. You can go there and the dog's off leash, which is good.
Yeah.
Shame that Marley and Stevie couldn't meet each other, but maybe another time.
Yeah, maybe.
I might see you on the beach in the weekend.
Yeah, I know.
I'll look out for you. Well, it's been an absolute pleasure meeting you properly and having a good chat.
Yeah.
I've so enjoyed it, and you're so inspirational, I think, as an entrepreneur.
Thank you.
And a gallerist and an artist. And I think you're amazing. So thank you very much for being on the podcast.
Thank you.